Well, this is my intro song, and
Did you guys know there was an H in well? Because I heard it.
Well,
Well,
I'm
folks.
Ripley, that is Jordan, and we're your hosts of Mindless Prattle. We're going to talk to you about stuff and things, so we hope you enjoy your time here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hee
Ugh.
What?
It's getting more cringy. I
Okay,
feel
what's
like.
wrong with being cringy?
Hmm?
What's wrong with being cringy?
I was just letting you know. I was stating a fact. You're the one that took offense to it.
Gotta embrace the cringe, or you'll never get anything done.
Is that your motto when you eat too many pickles, or what? No.
Don't bring that up on here.
What are you doing?
I was drinking coffee, and then you said that, and I almost spit my coffee out, so I needed to just.
Why is your coffee not allowed to be in the same time zone as you? Like, what are we doing here? What?
Where's my?
I don't know. You're very disorganized. Yeah, it was right in front of you the whole time. Oh, now it's caught on the microphone. That's good. Mhm.
The time zone thing was funny though.
Are you good? You're good positioning the
Yes,
mug now?
I did. I think the reason I don't have it over here is because I don't want to like shake a bunch of stuff.
You don't like your coffee shaken?
No, I prefer my coffee stirred.
And also, if we're comparing it, everything shakes way harder when you type compared to when you drink coffee.
Does it really?
Yeah, you're an aggressive typer.
You're an aggressive typer.
I'm not, but you are.
I don't know. I just type. I'm a really fast
Aggressively.
typer.
You type aggressively, yeah.
Okay. Well, at least I do something aggressively.
You do a lot of things aggressive. I don't
Like
know what.
what?
Like, man, I don't. A lot of things.
Like, give us an example. Like a funny one though, not something like too serious.
Too serious? When is aggression too serious? That's crazy.
Okay, give us some examples.
Of your aggressiveness?
Mhm.
Anytime I ask you questions regarding just things that are around and you just aggressively start trying to like change those things. Like I asked you for a bowl and you grabbed a Tupperware dish and I said, no, I need a bowl. So you put that one on the counter and you just slammed it down. And I was like, all right, well, I don't know why we needed that. And then the same instance, I was like, hey, what are you doing with these seasonings? And then you grabbed 3 of them in 2 hands and started like pulling them away. And I was like, where are they going? Are we done with them? You were like, no, we're about to use them. I'm like, so why are you getting rid of them? And you're like, I was like, I asked you what they were doing here because they're just sitting here and I'm busy with something else. You're the one that was going to be using them.
Okay, that's a trauma response, first of all.
Being aggressive? I don't know what
No,
you're
like
doing,
when
but
you ask me things, a lot of times it makes me feel like, oh, you're upset and I need to fix it right now, versus like you're just asking me a question and you want to understand why I am doing this thing.
yeah, there's 2 different. You're always like, oh, don't treat me like a soldier. And I'm like, no, if I was treating you like a soldier, I'd say, get this shit out of my way.
I would cry so much.
Right. Instead of me going, hey, what are these seasonings doing here? Hey, why are these seasonings here? Very different.
Yeah.
Very different.
Okay, so I had a few things I wanted to talk about, but one of them's kind of like serious and one of them's more fun. So do we have
Look,
like a
I have
preference first?
I had a question
Okay.
beforehand, though. It's just, how do you make this coffee?
What do you mean?
Like, are you just using like little pods?
This one was a pod. Yes, I have the biodegradable K-cups.
Oh, okay. So you're not using like an underwear filter.
Oh my god.
I'm just asking. I want to make sure
That's
before
why
I order
we
more
talked
coffee.
About that the other day. Do you want to talk about that first?
No, let's skip it and come back. Your continuity and segueism. You know what? How about we just push you this way?
Stop.
Don't
Tell me the
stop.
story. So you want to share with the class about the underwear?
It's not my underwear. Don't frame it like that. What-
Whose underwear is it?
Janelle.
Is that her name? I don't
I
remember.
have no idea. I just made up a name. It wasn't even like quick to make
I
up a
think
name.
she was like a nurse or something. Let me look it
I
up.
don't know. what we're referring to though is there was a video that came out probably a few weeks ago when this episode comes out.
Yeah.
That was floating around social media and some news outlets of a woman on, I think it was TikTok. It's like 50-50, who was describing a like travel life hack that she was using. I forget where she said she learned it from, but essentially what she did was put her dirty underwear in the hotel like coffee machine and hit go so it would run hot water through it. She's terrible, but she would run hot water through the underwear and then use the blow dryer in the hotel to dry it off, and then she went voila, clean underwear, which for just right off the bat, not how that works on any standpoint, because safety, health reasons, the water does not get hot enough to kill bacteria.
Yeah, and there's probably like mold in the coffee pots and
even if the coffee pot was the cleanest it's ever been it's still not sanitary. So
she's
just as
sorry, I have a news article up about it.
Okay.
She said in the video, apparently, you close it, press brew, and it runs hot water through, presenting the tip as a creative solution for travelers in a pinch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's like, oh, if you just need clean underwear, and you're like, it doesn't get clean, you've not cleaned it.
I think what's so funny to me about this is the hotel she was staying at, they comped every single person that was staying there at the same time as her for their rooms. They replaced every single coffee maker that they had there, like, and I believe I saw that they're suing her as well. Like
they said they're preparing a lawsuit for like almost $1 million.
Yeah, like
damages.
she has done so much damage to hotel coffee makers. I saw people online saying they would never ever use one again. Actually,
yeah, because I mean, how often are you? Even if they ran like the cleaner on it, I don't think that water is boiling, so there's no way it would clean. Like
boiling
you'd have
water
to
is
disinfect
actually not good
it.
for coffee.
No, I'm saying like the cleaning function that the coffee makers like have. Some of them.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that water that it uses when it cleans itself is boiling, so it still doesn't disinfect it.
Yeah.
It more just removes mold and allergy and stuff
and
like that.
A lot of people brought up a great point online. That was my first thought. Was like, why didn't you just clean them like in the sink and then dry them? Like, sure, it's not as clean as saying like using a washing machine, but using some shampoo in the sink is like pretty good if you really need underwear that bad. Or just go to like the store and buy some, or go commando. So long as you're not on your period, like go for it, you know.
I don't know, just soap and water would have been better.
You know, like there's so many options before you get to put in coffee pot.
Yeah.
Like that would have literally never occurred to me.
And I think it's interesting that the hotel found out which hotel it was that quickly. Like I don't know if they just looked up like if they had any guests that matched her name, or if she posted in the video something about like which hotel she was at. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the internet just did its work and was like, hey hotel, this is a video in your hotel. I don't know.
It was, I can't remember which one it was, but I remember it being like a pretty well-known hotel chain. I mean,
probably, but but like if you're just in that video and you say, oh yeah, I'm at the Holiday Inn, or oh I'm at the Hilton, there's thousands of them.
Yeah.
Right? Like someone somewhere had to do some detective work to be like, it was this one.
Like, I don't know, man. It just...
I think my immediate thought was...
I'm pretty sure she got fired.
Oh, probably. My immediate thought was the last time that we used a coffee machine in a hotel, and it was for your birthday a few years ago when you got the star tattoo. And we stayed at the... what was the name of that hotel? It was the hotel in the Domain. No, it was in the Domain up in Austin. But we stayed there, and it was the first time I'd seen a hotel have a Nespresso machine, so that's why we used it. And I'm like, damn, I really hope that underwear didn't fit in there at the time, because that's...
No, I don't think anybody would use that. Plus, that was like a 4-star hotel. Like, I would hope people aren't shove it. But you never really know what people are doing behind closed doors.
Know. The people the most likely to do disgusting things are the ones that are pinching pennies the most. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Or, like, I feel like rich people just kind of do what they want. Like, that's when you hear about, like P. Diddy, if you hear about the shit that he did to hotel rooms.
No.
Yeah, no. Like, he would use so much baby oil, like, it would destroy the carpet, and sorry, let me calm down. I had a lot of caffeine. When I was watching...
Gotta get a thicker filter. I don't know.
When I was watching, like, while he was doing the court case and everything, they talked about how whenever he was a guest, like they would call ahead and hotels would like already upcharge so much money just because they knew, like every hotel in the area knew, like this is what's going to happen. We're going to have to completely refit the whole room when he leaves because they would do so much damage. And I think once you get to a certain level of wealth, you probably just think you can do whatever you want because you can pay to fix it, you know?
Yeah, no, that's why there's that saying that was like any law that's consequences of fine is just a law for the poor.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
But have you seen this term that's going viral? It's kind of new on the internet called
Underwear coffee.
no.
Oh, then no.
Alpine divorce.
No.
When you hear that, what do you think that would be?
Alpine divorce? Are people divorcing because of trees?
No. That's kind of funny though.
Like,
okay.
because
So-
what is Alpine by itself? I just think of the Alps, honest.
Yeah.
But is Alpine
So
like related to that?
basically, some stuff online
Now I
is
need to
there's
know.
some stuff happened recently in the world where people started sharing their stories online of being abandoned in like the woods or remote locations by their partners. And
I've
it became a
seen
big enough thing that they coined it Alpine
Yeah.
divorce. And I think it's really interesting because this is a phenomenon I have seen in true crime cases, especially.
Yeah, I saw an article about it the other day where
Yeah.
a guy got charged with attempted murder because his second wife came back and claimed that he did all these like unreasonable things that ended up with her him leaving her in the woods.
Okay, and so when you look at the case, he's an Austrian man named Thomas. It says Thomas
Oh, is this
P
the same
on the
thing?
BBC article, but his name is, I literally wrote down his name. It's Thomas Plemberger.
I like just this quick side note. She took notes that she wanted to talk about for this podcast and then put them behind her further away than the coffee. Like that thing's on vacation over there. Like,
But okay, so his girlfriend Kirsten died of hypothermia in January 2025 while they were climbing the Grossglockner. I don't know if I'm saying that right at all, but
some mountain range, yeah.
so basically though, he left her in the snow and said he was going to go find her help, but when you look at the facts of the case, like they had a tent and all this cold weather supplies and he didn't leave her with any of it.
He left
just
with a lot of supplies.
And he even told the people that when he left her, she was screaming and crying and like begging him not to leave. And then his ex came back and said like, no, he had done the same exact thing to her, but she luckily like survived. And
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of stories like that where they've either survived or he murdered somebody in the future by like pushing them off a cliff and claiming they fell while they were hiking. And it's like, it's scary how common it is, but I brought up this subreddit where they talk about it. And so many people are talking about how this was a red flag, but one woman commented that she and her husband own an outdoor gear and clothing shop and that this is such a common phenomena. They have a code name where they call them a ditch douche.
Okay.
Like, okay, do you know what a scree field is? Because I didn't know what this was.
Oh, what?
A scree field?
You're going to have to give me a little more context.
Basically, it's a slope or an accumulation of loose, broken rocks. So, like, an unstable hill, usually like by trees and stuff.
Screefield. I
Yeah.
heard Screefield, and I was like,
Yeah,
I
I had
don't know what
never
that
heard
is.
of this, but-
Screefield. Yeah.
She goes on to say basically that this guy, one of these guys, ends up leaving his girlfriend there, and they luckily came across her later and like gave her like sunscreen and food and water. But
Yeah.
he was gone for over an hour, and they were like, "We really hope that she dumped him." And I'm like, you would never do that to me. Like, unless we're in a big group where someone else is with me, like, you would just not leave me behind. You'd be like, "Why aren't you up here? Come on." Like,
No, I feel like if you are getting into a relationship and your partner is big into hiking and he suggests that you go hiking with him and you don't do enough research on your own to be like, hey, this hike is like a way advanced level hike, instead of like, you know, how we used to go down to like parks and we would go through hikes like in the city,
yeah,
but like in a like a dried out riverbed throughout like the city neighborhoods and stuff, to where like you're still hiking, right? But say for some reason I disappear, I've had full confidence that you would be able to make it back to a nearby house,
Yeah.
and be like, hey, I need to call for help, right? I think you should start there because, like, if we got together and I was super into hiking and I was like, let's go climb the Matterhorn, and you were just like, okie dokie, and
No.
then like started going with me, I feel like it's a little bit on you
Well,
at that point, right?
I think with this, it's like these men are so into hiking or whatever, and they convince them like,
That's
"Oh,
what
I'll
I'm
take
saying.
care of you. Like I'll stay
I
with you."
know. Yeah, I know the game. That's fine, but that's what I'm saying is it's a little bit on the partner's fault at that
Yeah.
point to just be like, oh, okay, you'll take care of me. Why? Why would you trust your
Well,
life
especially
with
because
that
it seems
person?
like this mostly
that's crazy.
happens to people who have been in relationships for like short times. Because I feel like if you've been with someone for a long time and they're suddenly like, "Oh, let's go hiking to this really dangerous area," I'd be a little bit like,
Yeah, that's what I'm
"Why?"
saying. Like
You
you
know?
should.
But it's also a rule in hiking that like the slowest person is supposed to set the pace, you know. If you're going to get frustrated with someone for being slower than you and leave them somewhere, you shouldn't be hiking with that person. Like I just feel like it shows a very basic lack of respect for your partner. Like
I mean, if you're planning on killing them, yeah.
yeah, but like, like
it's-
you would just never do that. I can't imagine a scenario where you would just leave me unless like I said you were confident that I could get somewhere. Like I'm
No,
pretty good at
it would
taking
be
care of
some
myself, but
extreme
I am bad at
circumstance.
directions. Like I could get lost very easily.
It's so irritating when like we have so many street signs
Yeah.
and you get onto a street and just immediately you're like, wow, cars are on this. I don't know where I'm going, but they're going this way. Okay, I guess I'll turn right. It's
You know
it's
what? There's
so,
a reason I like Zorro, I think.
It's so bad to like
You're
like if
go
our
left.
apartment was on a main road, I feel as though if you turned right out of the neighborhood, just started driving, stopped at a McDonald's, and then just went back to that same main road, you would have to question whether to turn left or right to get back home.
Yes, probably. But it's like when I try to think about things involving directions, my brain goes, like I try so hard to think about it and improve, and I'm like nothing happens. Like I physically don't.
Like
I cannot comprehend.
There's even instances where I'm unluckily a passenger and
That's why I hate driving with you.
and there's GPS, like it shows you on the screen in front of you which way to go, and I've seen you pull up to the edge of a parking lot getting ready to go on a street, and then the map in front of you like adjusts and turns slightly so that you're both facing the same direction, and then you pause and look at the screen just to make sure it's not like rethinking the word left.
I physically
Still left.
Like whatever thing in your brain is supposed to help you with positioning, I don't have that. Like
I would say that even when we're just playing games, there's probably like a 20% chance that you turn the correct direction that I've instructed you the first time. Even this morning, when we were in a little cave and I was standing next to you. Oh no, you were doing the ice cream thing.
we were playing Wobbly Life. It's been fun.
You were doing ice cream, and I said the cones are to your right, and you went
Immediately
Where?
opposite direction.
the other right. Oh, and then there's my favorite scenarios is same thing when you'll be looking at something and I'll say it's to your right and you go and face left and I go your other right, and then you just keep circling left until you're looking to the right. I'm like you could have just turned right, but okay.
Left. Right.
Sure.
Have you seen those people who get it tattooed? Like they have like a little L and a little R on their hands.
You need it. That's gonna be your next one.
Or like you could get a ruler on your thumb or fingers.
That would be much less helpful to you. Okay.
Why?
I mean, you'd only need like a couple inches on there, really, but
For what? 2 is good, right?
that's the max, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you were busy, but I really wanted to tell you Everwind has finally gotten a release date. March 17th.
Ooh.
Be excited! You've been
Is
wanting
that
to
a
play.
Tuesday?
I don't know why.
I bet you it's like a Tuesday. It's weird. If it's a Tuesday, you can't get it.
Why?
It is a Tuesday, dude. I'm so good at this.
Why?
Why what?
Why wouldn't I be allowed to get it?
Huh? Which one do you want? That one or Resident Evil?
I want both.
No, I said which one. You got to listen and then respond. Which one?
What if I can earn the money for one and you get me the other?
That's a viable option, yeah.
Okay, you get me Resident Evil.
Why do I got to go the expensive one? This ain't no buy one, get one here. This is what the... How about you total both costs and then we split it in half? How about that?
Okay.
Equality. Immediately was like, why don't you pay 70 and I'll pay 10? Okay.
I feel like everyone's going to be like 30, but it is early access, so it might be cheaper than that.
It doesn't have a proposed price on there or anything yet?
No. It just says coming soon, and then it's coming into early access on the 17th.
That's cool.
Maybe it'll be like 15, because when I first got Stardew Valley, it was like $15, and then I think he slowly raised it over the course of years.
If you bought Minecraft, like the original Java edition, when it was first came out, I think it was like $10. I think that's what I paid for. It was like 10 or $15 in high school. And now it's like each version, I think, is like 30 or 40 or something like that.
My ex in middle school was really into pirating things. So my first copy of Minecraft was not legitly gained.
It was like $10.
I had no money. My family was really, really broke. Like, we moved there right when the housing market collapsed. So really bad time to buy a house. But I have Minecraft now. Paid for it and everything.
Crazy.
It was like $30 when I got it.
Thank goodness you spent. I know. I was gonna say.
Yeah, I think 30 is pretty standard for an indie game.
That's not bad. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were asking my opinion on the shift that we've seen from like AAA studios to like being the heavy favorites to more indie games and individual developers being more of the favorite. And I think it's a good shift. It's a good shift in the not necessarily equality, the competitiveness of it. And there's a lot of good like indie games are out there. And I do see a lot of people that complain, like, oh, I paid $5 and this game is dog shit and I hate it and I can't get a refund because I played it too long. And you're like, okay, sure, you didn't like it, right? But then I also see like a majority of those reviews are like, oh yeah, you paid $5 for a game and you wrote this negative review and it says you have 3 hours in the game.
Yeah.
You tell me that you spent $5 for 3 hours of potential entertainment. I'm like, man, you can't even go see a movie for $5.
Yeah.
Then what if the movie sucks? Are you going to complain that you want a refund for the movie because the movie sucked? No, you still watched it. You still played the game.
I think one of the, no offense to the people who made it, one of the worst games I've ever played was Weeping Doll VR on PlayStation VR.
I don't know what that is.
I played it so long ago. I think I still have the video up on YouTube because I posted the whole Let's Play, me playing it. It was like horribly voice acted, but I found out it was made by a group of college students, like they were learning to make VR games and stuff like that. I paid $8 for it. I played it for a few hours. Like, it was decent. Like, it was pretty bad, but it was decent gameplay. Like, there's puzzles and stuff, but like the voice acting, there was supposed to be a dead child ghost person, and it was definitely like an adult woman pretending to be a child, like it was very Peppa Pig voice.
Awesome.
But I enjoyed playing it and I paid them $8 for it. So to me, that's worth it. Like, I've seen some way terrible things for way more money.
Yeah, I think 60 is what I'm comfortable paying for like a AAA game or like a higher end game or whatever. After 60, you really got to be either into the series or have super high hopes or good reviews for a game though, because like 60 for a game that you play for 5-6 hours, all right, $10 for an hour of entertainment makes sense. That's sure you can get there, right? But 70, like some of these games that are coming out that are what, like $70, $75 for like the base game. I'm like, you got to be either a fan of the series or it's got to be a really good game. Because at that
like
point,
I want the
if
Resident Evil Requiem like special edition just because I love the series. But for a casual game, I definitely would not.
Nah, but even if you like. if you're just looking to get into something or get into a series, $70 is crazy.
Well, I also think these AAA game studios, they used to have one major thing over indie games, and that was like quality and consistency.
Yeah, because it used to come out like once every 3 years.
Yeah.
Now they're putting out the next one in a sequel or the next one in their series once a year, and you're like, I don't believe that you've had enough time to fully.
Yeah. They don't give their developers enough time to do things. They don't take risks anymore to like try new things and like get people interested.
No, and the other thing too is people are wondering why. Like it used to feel as though going from one game in a series to the next game was like a huge leap in like technology and controls, and it's because it used to be, right? Like a lot of the same people they would start on a game, they'd work on it for 2 years, they would refine it for a year, and then put it out, and then they would join some other people, work on another game for a few years, and then put it out like 3 years apart ish, sure, right? So when you start that second game, the technology that you're using is 3 years ahead of the technology you're using in that first game. But now because you hired so when you went from that first game to that second game, it was 3 years of technology difference. So it felt like a new game, right? And now people are going, oh, this feels like the same game with different graphics. Well, yeah, it's going to feel like that for a while because I'll just use an example. You got, right, like it's a good like series game that comes out a lot. I don't know. But you got this game that comes out, right? And you're like, wow, this is a really good game. And then they announced that the next year there's this game that's coming out, right? But they started it right after they started this one. So the technology they're using is right after. So yeah, you're getting more games, but the technology and everything is only a year apart instead of 3 years apart.
I do think a lot of the issue too is the way that like development is now. Like the developers are not treated very well. They're expected to put out games with very little time. But then all the money is going to like corporate executives and stuff now instead of to the people who are making and testing and playing the games. And it's like those corporate execs are not the ones making the games, like you're paying developers $20 an hour to make a game that you're charging people $70 for. It's not really equitable. And indie game studios typically treat their developers a little bit better, and they have more creative control. Like people love Eric Baroni, or however you say his name, Concerned Ape.
Yeah, but it also takes a lot longer. So over time, if you take too long, you'll see that drop off in the expectations and the happiness go towards the hey, this is taking forever. I don't know if I can still be around for some of this. You know,
I definitely feel that with like Skyrim sequel,
which I was going to say, which I think is why people are so irritated at these like giant studios that announced things a decade ago that they still aren't doing.
Yeah,
you're like, yes, we're working on Elder Scrolls 6. You're like, that promo came out over a decade ago.
They basically said that they're like going to disappoint people either way, and it's like, okay, but like put something out. Like Resident Evil tried something new, and it's the highest rated game in the series now for Requiem. Like,
but like Elder Scrolls 6, GTA 6,
I'd argue
they've been
even
in
Fallout,
development.
Because I don't count 76 as a sequel either.
76 was something, but
sorry, I guess I like this all day. Where you see that Xbox replaced its CEO.
Yeah, with someone who has no video game experience at all, and everyone was like, "Great, can't wait for this to not be helpful in
a lot of people are saying
decisions.
that PC is just winning the race. I think Nintendo's doing pretty well too. As much as I dislike their business practices, I think Nintendo has a firm grip on that market share.
Is Steam being sued right now?
New York is suing Valve because they said loot boxes are gambling.
I thought no, there was something else. The UK is suing Valve for, I think, almost being a conglomerate or something like that. They've got a couple lawsuits going on.
Which I think Valve should not be counted as a conglomerate because there's tons of other competition. They're just the most popular because they're kind of the least shitty option. Like Epic Games launcher, hate it. EA launcher, hate it.
Yeah, but that's kind of the thing too, is like they're being sued for things like that because whether they're what is it called?
It's just like normally there's no competition, there's just the illusion of competition, but I feel like in this case there is competition. It's just Steam does it better than anywhere else. Like, you can buy your games elsewhere, but like, there's not much of a benefit to it because their UI is better, in my opinion, at least.
I don't know. I don't know that it's gonna go a ton of places with it, but
I don't mind Xbox Games Launcher though. Xbox
What?
Games Launcher is pretty good.
would you say sums up this episode?
Oh boy, we were kind of up and down. Mindless indie gaming. Mindless Alpine divorce.
All right, then.
I don't know. You're in charge of titles.
Am I?
Yeah, you're much better at it.
Well, then do the outro.
Okie dokie. This has been an episode of Mindless Prattle. That is Jordan. I'm Ripley. We hope you've enjoyed your time with us discussing all the things. And we will see you next time. Don't forget to give us a like and a follow. Goodbye.